you have to be cognizant of not trying to overdo your 111 for your assignment while having someone like Hunter out?
I mean, obviously it's important. We're a unit as a defense, got to do my job. But yeah, I mean, having Hunter out doesn't mean I need to pick up a new load, right? The next guy coming in, that's the guy that needs to take over for Hunter, right? I can just do what I need to do and I'll be fine. So I'll be okay. I mean, it won't be like a huge burden to like fill his shoes. You know what I mean?
True. Where does that nickname come from? Who gave it to you?
Coach Aaron gave it to me just for special teams. Like I went on block a couple times on kickoff. He just called, Coach Aaron got a bunch of one-liners. Kind of just stuck. So I just made a bunch of plays in fall camp and that fall camp and Colin just kept calling me that as a joke. It was stuck, I guess.
How do you like it?
It's funny. It's got a little ring to it. I like it. Kind of caught on, so I'll ride with it.
You mentioned your role doesn't change on the field, but what about off the field? Because Hunter did have the experience of playing last year.
Yeah.
Do you have to do any more teaching or helping off the field in preparation?
I mean, a little bit, but I was doing that anyway with Hunter there. When the second team guys, the guys who aren't necessarily starting, like you still have to prepare like you're a starter, so it doesn't change that much. I mean, Hunter's obviously still around, Trey's still around, like those guys are also helping out, so I mean, it doesn't fall like an added workload for me like off the field. Yeah. Just that play call is like a big play call. I said Kirby always jokes around with me in practice, so I just thought it'd be cool if I did it in a game. It just kind of worked out, but also third and long. I mean, that's the time for the safeties to go make plays, and kind of 3-by-1. They kind of have the tendency. The quarterback, if you watch the film, caught it, just looked right there right away. After that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, and that's credit to Coach Leonard. He helps with that a lot. Kind of telling me when I can do that, when I can. And obviously, I mean, he was a master at that too. So it's always good to help for that.
Herbert also said too that your INT just gave you guys like a whole spark, not just on defense but on offense. Yeah. Just what did you see in that play like afterwards? What was the vibe?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, long drive. That was a 17-play drive. We had him at 3rd and 20. Get a penalty. It's back out there. We're all tired. And I don't know, first game, jitters, everyone kind of got to settle down a little bit. And that was kind of the spark that kind of settled everything down, I think. Hopefully it did. I mean, that would be awesome if it did. But yeah, you kind of turned around after that, which is good.
Why did you decide to try walking on here?
At Wisconsin? It's just a culture I wanted to be a part of. Saw myself being a part of. Coach Leonard's guy I wanted to be coached by. My sister went here. She had friends on the team that I had met. Sitchy was one of them. I had talked to him before. I just kind of fell in love with it. So thankfully I was blessed to have my family supported me, and now I'm here.
The history they've had with walk-ons being successful.
Yeah.
How much were you aware of it?
I was very aware of that. I wouldn't choose to turn out a scholarship and walk on somewhere that wouldn't treat a walk-on like they do or have the history. So I was very aware of it. And like I said, I talked to Sitchy. I came here, met with Coach Leonard, both walk-ons, both legends here. So I mean, definitely something in my mind of wow, that could be me. She was a senior when I was a freshman. She played soccer here. Yeah. What's my backup plan? I was going to go with Cal.
They have two scholarships, right?
Yeah.
Was that pretty difficult decision?
Yeah, absolutely. It absolutely was. My grandparents they both passed away on my mom's side. And part of their kind of will, what they left for us, was help us out with college. So that definitely helped with my parents being like, follow your dreams. Obviously, the hope was to earn a scholarship after a couple of years. So I mean, but yeah, I was obviously really blessed. It's a tough decision, absolutely, and I live 10 minutes away from Cal, so I was like, what the heck, what are you doing? But better myself. Yeah, and my grandpa, both of them did.
How much of a seal, how much convincing did you get?
Oh, he wanted, I won't say officially, but I think he wanted me to stray off and do my own thing.
How often did you go to the home games?
Probably every home game. Yeah. I live like 10 minutes away. We used to go all the time.
Are you on scholarship now then?
Yeah. I got on winter before last season. Yeah.
How much does your experience as a high school quarterback help you in those situations where you're able to read the passer?
Definitely helps a lot, just tendencies. And obviously I'm kind of removed from playing quarterback, but like just those natural like instincts kind of are still in there. And then Coach Leonard in the film all week, little tendencies here and there. Hey, he holds it a little longer, his eyes, stuff like that. that helps a lot too.
Have you done much film work yet on Wazoo? Or not?
We watched them this morning. That was really about it. I mean, obviously, I know air raid, tempo, like to throw around, athletic QB, but that's about it. I haven't done a whole lot. Yesterday, I watched a little, and this morning.
You're a safety and former walk-on, social coordinator. How has that kind of relationship developed because of what y'all have?
I mean, it's obviously developed just as you get older, become a leader. Guy who plays a lot just develops, and then naturally, we kind of not think the same way, but you know, he's been in my shoes, right? So when he says something, I'm like, okay, that means something more than another person. So just naturally kind of builds, and yeah, it's nice to know that my coach, the guy who's telling me technique and stuff to do, has been in my shoes and made the best of plays. So I like it. It's awesome.
Friends found out you were going to go come here.
Yeah.
Were they like, what the hell are you doing?
Some of them a little bit. People also thought it was really cool. I mean, obviously you guys are all live in Wisconsin, but outside of Wisconsin's known as like some big programs. Like, wow, like that's big time football, you know. So everyone just thought it was awesome. Obviously, my good friends were happy for me wherever I went, but yeah, some people were like, dude, what the heck? But whatever.
Who was coaching you?
Wilcox. Yeah.
Obviously, like, you're also famous for using former teammate next week. Or something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what's the emotions with that? And do you have a scouting report? I know you said you haven't really watched too much, but do you have a scouting report on Nikhil?
I mean, not really yet, just because it's Monday. We haven't watched a whole lot, but yeah, I mean, Kiki and I came in same class together, obviously friends. Transfer, I'm talking a while, but I mean, yeah, I'm excited to play him. It'll be fun. I'm sure we'll dap up, hang out after the game a little bit, but yeah, it should be fun. Excited. I'm sure he's excited to come back here too. Pretty cool for him.
As the most experienced safety, how much responsibility have you kind of felt to kind of lead that group a little, and how have you kind of done it?
I mean, obviously it's just like an added responsibility like any other, but I don't feel like a huge pressure. Everyone kind of follows the line and knows what to do, and I'm not the only one, right? Trey's still in there. Trey might not be on the field, but he's still a leader in his own right. Alex Smith, other guys are always stepping up, so I don't feel a whole lot of pressure, but naturally just the older guy, the guy who plays, is going to be the leader, so that's kind of how I fell into it.
I recall you were out during spring practice, is that right?
No, I played all
you were
spring.
in spring. You were, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Played all spring and then yellow in the fall camp.
I don't know if you got a chance to go against Miles in practice and Miles Burkett.
Yeah.
What stands out about his talent? Because it seems now he's potentially one play away from being your quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't gotten a whole lot of reps against Miles, obviously, because during camp I went against Chase a bunch and Graham, obviously. But some of Miles just meant the mental side of the game, kind of just mature, kind of tells you to take it really seriously, getting mental reps. Sometimes see on film him behind everyone, like taking the rep. So just like stuff like that stands out to me. And then talent-wise, I mean, he's just mature beyond his years, and he just stood out as a guy who consistently does his job.
Why do you think Wisconsin's been so successful producing walk-ons? Because it's something that's preceded college for a lot of coaches.
Definitely just the culture, I think. And I don't know where it starts really, but since I've been here, I mean, there's guys when I got put on scholarship and they kind of announced that you weren't on scholarship. They had no clue, you know. So when you walk in the building, no one's like, oh, he's a scholarship, he's a walk-on. It's just like, oh, that's my teammate right there. Like, let's get out there. No one really cares. I think that's probably stands out as different from other programs. I'm sure is no one cares if you're a walk-on or not. If you can make plays, if you do your job, like you're gonna get a shot. So I think that's probably the biggest thing for them. Coach Chris pulled me aside and said, hey, yeah, and then I was like, oh, sweet. That's awesome.
No big viral ceremony.
No, and then Coach Snee in the weight room a couple guys got on that that winter with me and kind of announced it, and everyone was happy for me. But no, Coach Chris pulled me aside in classic Coach Chris fashion.
So you talked to Sitchy before you decided to come here?
Yeah.
What did he, I kind of have an idea, but what did he tell you about?
Well, I reached out to him, kind of a long story, but
Sure.
I reached out to him because I hadn't really been in contact with Wisconsin all that much.
Okay.
Because honestly, I don't think they thought I was going to be willing to walk on.
Versus
Then
going to Canada.
because I had gotten some other offers. So then I reached out to Sitchy, asked my sister, like, hey, can I get his number? Texted him, kind of explained my situation, sent him my film, and he kind of told me some people to reach out to and stuff like that. And then kind of put it in motion, came out and visited, and then that kind of happened.
I didn't know if he explained to you about his experience because he came here as a walk-on.
Yeah, I obviously knew about it, and like I think he wrote like a Players Tribune article or something.
Yeah.
Like I was reading all that. I mean, obviously he was a beast guy I looked up to, but I kind of knew a little bit of his story, and then yeah.
What offers did you have other than Cal?
Cal, San Jose State, San Diego, Rice, and then like Dartmouth, Columbia, Army, Air Force.
San Diego State or San Diego?
San Diego.
Okay.
Senator also called home and see if found out scholarship.
Oh, I mean, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Call my parents, text my parents. They're obviously happy, feel for me. But yeah, I mean, it's just yeah, obviously. But it's more just like it's awesome to be like, hey, I got it from here. Thank you, obviously, for everything. So it's nice to kind of take that burden off them. And obviously, they're more willing to do it. They help me with it. But yeah, it's great. Obviously, great call to give to them.
I have a feeling I know the answer, but you're not old enough to have remembered Aaron Rodgers playing NFL.
Oh, I remember Aaron Rodgers. So, funny story. Aaron Rodgers used to come over to my house and like babysit us and like do like yard work for us when I was like, I don't know how, when he was like a sophomore in college. My dad played quarterback at Cal, and so the quarterbacks at Cal would always look for like summer work or something like that. Came over, and yeah, I remember that very well. I've always been a huge Aaron Rodgers fan.
So did that make you? Yeah, I don't know. Did that make the Wisconsin?
No, not really. I mean, I've always kind of rooted for the Packers a little bit. I'm a Raiders fan, but yeah, not many people know that, but yeah. So I'm sure Aaron probably has no memory of me at all, but
I'm gonna ask him
I remember that. You should ask him.
I'm going to.
So there's no relationship after you were a kid. You don't-
No. He would just come over, or I mean, he probably came over like 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
But yeah, I obviously remember that because he turned into one of the best quarterbacks of all time. But yeah, I've always been a huge Aaron Rodgers fan.
Any good Aaron Rodgers stories from way back in the day?
No, just the fact that he came to my house is probably the best thing I remember. I don't really remember a whole lot, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
On the game, you played in the slot. You also played in 2 high shells, but also blitzed. How are you embracing the versatility of the role that Coach Lance put you in?
Just fun, you know. I mean, it's just the fact that he'll trust me to put me in different spots is really fun, and the ability to just kind of show different aspects of my game. I don't know. It's a confidence booster for me that he's willing to do that for me. So, yeah.
And was that a conversation you guys had like this offseason when you were stepping into your role now?
Not really. No. Just kind of how our defense works. I mean, we don't really have like a strong or free safety. It's just kind of like, hey, we want to play left or right, and then we just kind of go from there. So, I mean, but no, not a conversation we had.
When you talk about like you don't necessarily have roles that requires the trust, even with Hunter out for how long, do you have the trust in your backup safeties in a way, and has that built over the offseason?
Absolutely. They wouldn't be in the spot they're in now if we didn't trust them. You know what I mean? So absolutely, whoever's going to play for Hunter, I have 100% trust that they'll get the job done and do it well.
Oh, Illinois State felt like they were able to sustain some drives to start the game.
Yeah.
When looking back at the film, what was going on with you guys on the defense side of the ball to kind of allow them to?
I mean, obviously the highlight plays show out, but like we can be so much better, especially myself. Missed open tackles, communication, just small stuff like that. We just need to settle down a little bit, and as the game got on, we did. But early on, tackling was a big thing. Communicating, just small stuff like that.
Nick Herbig talked about after the game some jitters about having 8 guys new to the defense.
Yeah.
Is that quick to get over? Is that going to be something you guys?
Yeah, it's definitely quick, and like I said, you could see it as the game went on. But we just kind of have to build trust, right? Fall camp's a little different than a game, right? You know, I'm used to have a whole season with Sam Moore and Leo, right? And so we have this trust, and we have that kind of connection out there, and now you just build it with the new guys, right? And we'll get there 100%. And we did get there during the game, but yeah, there's a little filling out period, and I think we settled down nicely.
And then as a leader on the team, you guys had a couple costly penalties that they didn't score, obviously, but to kind of extend the drives.
Yeah.
Is that something you communicate with the guys, just kind of clean up some?
Yeah,
little
absolutely.
things?
I mean, yeah, we get graded out all game, plus minus and stuff like that. So I mean, you're talking about the good plays, but you're also talking about the stuff that we screwed up on, we can be better at, and it's kind of exciting, right? 0 points, and there's a bunch of stuff we can get better at. That's a good sign.
Talking about the deep path, but what are your impressions of Vito as a kicker?
Oh.
His leg is